Hello, LegendAqua here, back in my favorite mobile games tier list, this time June 2020. So there is going to be a few changes. One is I'm going to remove the mobile games that I've actually removed from both my tablet and my BlueStacks, because if I don't play them anymore, like completely, there's no point in it now. The only reason why I did it in April was because from the recollections of the games that I did play, I at least wanted to tear those up first, just to get a general idea what I felt about the game. But since now it's games that I'm not playing anymore, they need to be removed, unfortunately. So I think I'll do that. The only exception is F tier, because yeah. So the first ones would be Fire Emblem Heroes, Brown Dust. Unfortunately, Arc Knights, it didn't grab me, unfortunately. What else? Still playing that. Destiny Child. Yeah, I stopped playing Destiny Child in favor of 7 Deadly Sins. I'm still playing both, and actually, an update on that, I'm playing the JP version. I'm just not showing it on video. So yeah, that's kind of the reason why. So before I put in the new, actually let's put in the new games that I'm playing first, and then let's shuffle things around, because a lot of things happen and a lot of games that I've been playing. So yeah, let's do the new ones first. Alright, so I picked up Sengoku Asuka Zero, and I did play not exactly hardcore, sort of like semi-hardcore, just to get enough of the gacha currency as well as doing everything else with it. There was an Ikitosen collab at one point. I did get one of the characters from Ikitosen. Only reason why I didn't show it off anyways, was that I only had one multi, so I couldn't exactly do much with that. And yes, I'm putting Sengoku Asuka Zero on C because I'm pretty much just picking up the dailies and that's it. I'm just getting enough daily gacha currencies, and that's all I'm doing. It's a C. I think the biggest problem with Sengoku Asuka Zero is the chibi aspect and similarities to Slime, but the biggest problem is probably the gameplay, because it is again similar to Slime, wherein Sengoku Asuka is pretty much convert all famous Japanese warlords and etc. into girls, but it's just the chibi aspect really does get me. I don't know whether I'm going to get back into the groove of it, but it's pretty much a game that's on thin ice as it is, unfortunately. The only reason I'll leave this off by saying the only reason why I picked up Sengoku Asuka Zero is because 1, I remember playing it, and 2, it's because Symphogear Global is shutting down, so I kinda wanted to play some other games, so I did bagged into other games that I played before, so that's why. And on speaking of which, Grand Summers, same thing. So I played Global from time to time, I went on and off, but it's a game, I'm not gonna say it's notorious, but it's kind of famous for having the 8-bit sprites, but also it has a lot of anime collabs. Like, I think it was the One Punch Man collab that I actually got back into it, just in similarities towards Sengoku Asuka Zero, so I'm just going to get dailies, etc, and just save up. That's all I'm doing. The gameplay is good. The biggest problem is on BlueStacks, it kinda crashes sometimes, so that's probably the biggest problem. But it's a little bit better than, I'm gonna say it's a little bit better than Sengoku Asuka Zero, but by a bit. Alright, next up, Ikitosen Extra Burst, or is it Bust? Oh, yeah, I'll talk about this later because I completely forgot about it. Ikitosen Extra Bursts. It's the same problem as Sengoku Asuka Zero. I do like it that the fact that Ikitosen Extra Burst is pretty much the chibi version of Senran Kagura New Link. But I think my biggest problem with Ikitosen is, even though I have technically watched the anime, I'm just not getting invested into it. And the mere fact that it's like a chibi Senran Kagura New Link, I don't know, I do want to play it, but at the same time, whenever other mobile game events for me comes up, like Ikitosen unfortunately needs to be sacrificed in order for me to carry on playing other games. I'm not gonna say it's exactly on thin ice, but I like it. I just don't have time to play it. It's unfortunate though, because I was waiting for this, and for it to pretty much get the shaft from me is, again, unfortunate. I do want to play it. Okay, so before I quickly move on to the last new one, yeah, I forgot, Release the Spice Shutdown. Alright, last up, Hero Kantare. So, you kind of saw me doing a first impressions on it, and I haven't done much since. This is also on thin ice already. Because, from the first impressions that I said about Hero Kantare, I did say that I'm not exactly adept at idle games. And after not even the first week, I think the first 3 days, it started hitting me, the fact that I didn't even log in. And me saying that is also putting it on thin ice. The biggest problem is, like, you do obviously need time to invest in the game. It's just, I'm trying to, much like Ikitosen Extra Burst. Thankfully it's an idle game, so you do, like, once you do log back in, and I did log back in for the Noblesse collab, and I actually got 2 of the characters in it that I wanted. I hope that gets me back into the game, but for what it's worth, it's in the same status as Ikitosen Extra Burst, not unlike Sengoku Asuka Zero, which is actually in thin ice, which it will, because there's 2 games coming out very soon, and that might just push out not Ikitosen, it might just push out Sengoku Asuka Zero. It just might. You might have to see next month, if I'm going to do it next month. Alright, so that does it. So, it's kind of weird that all the new games that I'm playing is C rank, unfortunately. I do see some potential in Hero Kantare and Ikitosen, but Grand Summoners, it's because I have played it and everything, and I know how it works. It's alright, which is why I'm giving it at least a C. So, I think that'll do it for most of the C ranks and below. How about B ranks and above? And I forgot another one. Azure Lane. I'm not playing it anymore. I still have my account in Azure Lane, but if I ever do come back, yeah, it's still up there. Which is why I won't be deleting any of these, because I might come back to some of these. Except Release the Spice, that's actually dead. Alright, so is there any changes I want to put in? Overlord is the same. Tenkai Hyakan, I got burned, so I don't need to talk about that. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, I occasionally duel, like one duel at times, if I got a lot of free time. Slime, well, you guys saw me doing the video on it, so I'm pretty happy with where it's at right now. Sword Art Online, confidential for what it's worth, but it still sticks. Bofery, I'm just saving up as it is, because let's just say that the free time and getting lots of high rarity characters has ended. So I just started saving up after that. So not much from B has changed. A, however, will. Seven Deadly Sins actually finally got some quality of life updates. It's going back to an S. It's going back to an S. I know, like, you guys might be saying that it's because you got Escanor and Lilina. No, it's the quality of life changes has gotten better, and I do feel like actually like moving forward and trying to get through the story so I can get to level 75 and 80. This is for global, by the way. For JP, kind of a problem, but what I've got, I can do stuff with it, but this is me mostly talking about global. Idol of Fantasy Saga, not much has changed, I'm just saving up really. I think I get, like in 3 days, I get 3,000 of the gacha currency, so I can just save up even faster then, I'm fine with that. Index is having its first anniversary, I think. I think it's first anniversary, so something big's gonna happen there, I hope so. Senran Kagura, not much has changed as of yet. Symphogear also hasn't changed much of yet, besides the third anniversary, which is pretty good. And speaking of third anniversary, I think Damachi is also on its third anniversary as well. So yeah, all right. I thought there would be some changes towards A ranks, but I guess not. It might be S ranks, which it is. Fate Grand Order, you go up to SSS. Their quality of life changes, especially on global, is so good. Technically, I have been through it through JP, but the global quality of life changes helped it so much. It's going in SSS. It's seriously going to SSS because of that. Grand Blue Fantasy doesn't really change that much, so yeah. Derisute and Murashita, more or less I'm saving. And it's also getting, I think one of them is getting, I think Murashita is getting like its second, like I think, what was it, second anniversary or third anniversary? I can't remember. Kara Fantasia, not much is happening there. And Princess Connect, I'm still putting it on this list. Do you know why? It's pretty much, for me, it's the standard of the free-to-play status. Seriously, Princess Connect is so generous from when I played it. That's why it's staying. Because technically, I still want to play it, I want to play it, but several conditions are not letting me to play it. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm still putting Princess Connect on this list still. So, I was expecting, okay, yeah, technically there is more of a change because I gotten rid of all the games that I've stopped playing or just uninstalled. But for the most part, not much has exactly changed except Fate Grand Order and 7 Deadly Sins, but I'm actually fine with that. So, comment below what you thought about my new updated list for June 2020 for the mobile games that I like, and I think that'll do it for me. With that, LA out.